Okay, guys, hello and welcome. In this module, we will discover the meaning of pendulums, what is that, and why is it a very important step two after learning the principles of the alternative space. So, in this module, we will talk about mastering your energy, a guide to pendulums and their influence. Discover the power of your energy, learn to recognize and dissolve limiting energy patterns. Not only that, this is a really big topic, but let us try to narrow it down and explain it as much as I could. So, understanding pendulums and their influence. What are pendulums? So, pendulums are energetic structures fueled by collective belief. It's like, for example, a tradition or a culture of a company, a society, behavioral patterns, right? For example, if you go to the gym, there is a collective thought that you go there to train, you don't go there to eat. So it's a pendulum, whether you are in an army or anywhere else. Their influence, they shape thoughts and actions and emotions of people. They control people subconsciously, not consciously. Remember that. And pendulums are not always bad. They can be good pendulums and they can be bad pendulums, right? Duality in everything. So, how pendulums form? They are being formed by shared beliefs. For example, group of people with similar ideas. One person says this is going to be a culture of this company, then people accept it and it grows. And the more people give it energy, the more powerful it becomes. So it's a collective energy that focuses and creates powerful energy flows. You don't actually see the pendulum, right? But if you can imagine and believe that it is true and it exists in the metaphysical world, in the alternative space, you will be able to relate and you will be able to understand why things happen. Why do you sometimes have a stroke of good luck or a strike of bad luck? But we will delve into that a little bit later. So the last thing is self-sustaining. Feed on collective energy to grow. Yes, it's a self-sustaining energy. So collective energy fuels pendulums. Every interaction, thought, and belief adds energy, right? This energy sustains the pendulum, allowing it to grow. Some examples are social movements, right? Collective action fueled by shared ideas, right? When people demonstrate, go out. Social systems, right? For example, rituals, political ideologies, belief systems shaping political landscapes, cultural trends like ideas and behaviors that shape society. Those are some of the very famous examples of pendulums. But there are also there can be another way to define pendulums, but we will delve into it a little bit later. So pendulums influence your thoughts and behavior. What does it mean? Momentum. Pendulums influence your action, right? Sometimes there is something that's called mob mentality. When people in a group, when they are together, they can do crazy things, right? And then only when they are separated and contemplating on the actions that they did, they may think to themselves that and question what got into them, right? How could they behave in such a way? It specifically happens in army when soldiers do heinous acts, or for example, like I said, mob mentality, when people can do crazy stuff, or any other way. Like even if you are starving and you have this quest to starve for 3 days, if you do it with a group of people, it's not as hard. Conformity, feeling obligated to follow societal expectations. This is especially very popular in schools. Like I said, army, uh, gym. You can't go to the gym and just begin eating on the floor, right? So it will be weird. But you can do it if you are strong enough, right? But most people have this feeling, subconscious feeling of obligation. Stress, feeling pressured by the news or trends. Challenge, are these thoughts truly yours? So when you have these feelings of obligation, when you have this thoughts that is not yours, this culture that you behave by that is not yours, you really need to question, is it truly your thoughts? or are you under the influence? Because it's usually hooked into your subconscious and it takes your energy. The more energy you give it, the more it's hooked onto you, and the more hooks it will continue throwing on you. We can also give an example of money pendulum. Example, imagine you find, let's say, money pendulum, right? You find a penny in the street. You take it, right? You got hooked. You gave this energy. You gave this penny an energy. So you got this pendulum, your energy. The next thing is it will keep throwing hooks, but positive hooks, right? Like money hooks. You will receive some deals, some offers. Maybe you will find more money on the street. It's like it's going to accumulate. The more energy you give it, the more it will happen. Same thing goes with bad luck. If, for example, let's say you shift to a lifeline, and then while you're shifting, you come across or pass some negative pendulum that exists in that area, and it tries to throw a hook onto you. For example, you get a bill, or you get some reminder that you have to pay some debt that you never otherwise could care about or remember. Then it's a pendulum. And if you give it your bad energy, if you get angry and you try to get really pissed off, then you feed that pendulum with your energy, and it will keep hooking you with other debts, and it will drain you. It will drain your energy, and it will drain your pocket. You can call it a famine pendulum, right? Or poorness pendulum, whatever you want to call it. The next thing is guardians of pendulums. What is a guardian of pendulum? Guardian of pendulums are structures or things that reinforce societal pendulums, or basically pendulums. For example, media propaganda and narratives. Pendulums. When you watch these news, when you watch these wars, you attune your frequency to those lifelines of that pendulum. Movies, you see action movies, you attune your thoughts into that lifeline of action, fight, and that's why some of these things might happen to you in your life. Those are the guardians, right? The screen that redirects your attention to other pendulums, so it keeps hooking on you. Schools, instilling societal norms. Again, it's not your norms, it's somebody had this cultural idea. Somebody had created this norm. It grew up and it became like a big crazy monster, hooking people and getting their energy. But it was not initially yours. Somebody invented school, and somebody invented and created these norms, and people follow it. Government, control informational flow. Governments, right, whatever they want to, whatever they advertise, whatever they want you to believe, this is a pendulum of a government. Societal, social groups, peer pressure and conformity. You can't do it. It's your friend. You gotta help them. You gotta do this. Like, it's another way of pendulum. It can also be a person. A pendulum doesn't have to be just a subjective thing like money pendulum or bad luck pendulum or good luck pendulum. It can also be a person, right? The next thing is strategies to recognize and overcome a pendulum influence. Number one, awareness. Notice your thoughts. That's why I say you have to be aware of your thoughts. You have to work and be honest with yourself. Disengagement. Reduce emotional investment. Whenever something bugs you or bothers you, right? Just remember, it's an informational structure that exists in the alternative space, and the less you feed it energy, the sooner you get free from it. It's like a dog. You pass a street, there is a dog barking, tries to get your energy. If you ignore it, the dog will not at all be offended. It will just, try to bark on the next person. The next thing is, okay, we talked about it. Ignore negativity, avoid argument. Yes, if someone tries to drag you into arguments, if there is negativity that you have, if there is some event in your life that you don't like, don't feed it energy. Like, don't think about it. Believe me, like, just it wants your energy on a subconscious level, on energetic level. The less you feed it, the less you think about it. Believe me, the less it will have its influence on you. It may seem like you may not see the energy, you may not see how you give it energy, you may not see those things, but believe me, that's how it works. Okay, guys, I want to thank you so much for today, and I will see you in the next module.